What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still absolutely very upset and fuming about the loss against the New York Knicks, and recently I've seen a couple of quotes come out about the Chicago Bulls team that I would absolutely like to discuss in this video. And I don't know which direction I'm going to turn into. I don't know if I'm going to be ranting about this, or I'm going to be devastated by these quotes, or whatever the case may be, but I feel like it's necessary to get some of these quotes out in the open by Zach LaVine, by DeMar DeRozan, and everything in between. So, before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and your overall thoughts and opinions on where the direction goes from here. So, this is something that DeMar DeRozan said, and I want to start off with that because it's probably the one I'm least concerned about, least upset about, but it's definitely something I wanted to get into, ladies and gentlemen. So here's what DeMar DeRozan had to say after the loss against the New York Knicks. We got to get tired of having this feeling of not competing and losing like this, especially on our home court. It's not ideal where we're at, but hey, great stories start with some sort of tragedy. To me, what this quote means and what I took this quote as, the first thing I thought of is the Bulls are living on a prayer right now. They are living on a prayer that they could turn this around and have this beautiful, happy ending, this beautiful story that ends positively. And it starts obviously with tragedy. That's what I felt. That's what I was feeling when I saw this quote. And to be honest, I don't know if these guys are really thinking they could turn this around or not. And look, the players should feel that they could turn it around when everybody else doesn't. But man, I don't know where this prayer is going to come from. I don't know where this happy ending story is going to come from right now from the Chicago Bulls team. The only way I can see this season turning into a happy ending, turning into a great positive tale we could tell to the rest of the world, is if we make moves to make sure we can do that, because this team right now looking like it's continued to fall into more tragedy and to more mediocrity and everything in between. This team is not a good team. This team sucks where it is at the moment. And at this point, I don't see a happy ending coming out of this season. I see this season being truly devastating in every sense of the word. So, look, DeMar can believe what he wants to believe. That's fine. Again, if he wants to believe that he can turn this around, I really hope the players can believe that. Again, they should be the last people that should be thinking they can't turn this around, because that means when they're on the court, they're going to have no faith in themselves. But personally, I feel like a lot of this team has given up. I feel like a lot of this team has shown that they don't believe they can turn this around. And I'm not saying DeMar DeRozan is one of them, but maybe he's going to help rally the troops a bit, because this team looks so lackluster when they play. Even in the close games, at the final ends of the game, I really believe this team does not believe in itself to win close games anymore. So, whether it's winning by a lot, winning by a small amount, the fact of the matter is we're not doing either of those things. I don't know where that happy ending is going to come from. So, I hope this is a story, and I hope in 3 months' time, 4 months' time, by the time April comes, we're in the playoffs and we're talking about what a great season this was. But this is a terrible start, and I can't see things turning around. We'll wait and see what will happen. He's entitled to believe what he wants to believe, but that's absolutely something that I just can't see happening. Here's what Zach LaVine had to say about the Chicago Bulls. When asked about whether or not they had a team or a players-only meeting or a team meeting about their struggles, Zach LaVine said, "If we did, we wouldn't tell you guys." I'll start with that quote first, because there is no entitlement for the Bulls players and the Bulls team to talk about team meetings that they have individually. I don't think everything needs to be leaked out to the Bulls fans, as much as I think there is absolutely a transparency in a Bulls communication issue, and I stand by that 100%. That doesn't necessarily mean they need to air out everything to the Bulls fans. It's not how it works. Bulls team meetings, player meetings, whatever the case may be, where they get those harsh words out there, they critique everybody, they have go at players, maybe there's swearing in there, maybe there isn't, I don't know. I've never been in a players only meeting with, I guess, in a professional sports environment. I have no idea what goes on in those environments, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everything needs to be aired out. In any regular business, when you have team meetings, that doesn't mean you immediately share to the public what your meeting was about. Some things are better kept private. I understand that, and I respect Zach LaVine's wishes for saying, if we did have a team meeting, we wouldn't tell you guys, because not everything needs to be aired out. But what he said after that, kind of gives me a belief that there was no team meeting and that there is no team meeting that's occurring right now. Here's what he had to say after that. When asked if we need one, basically if the team needs one, Levine said, "I think we'll be okay, man. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, but if we need one, we'll do it. We'll take it day by day." This shows to me that there's not one that's been happened. Again, from the way that I read those quotes, it sounds like there has not been a team meeting by the Bulls teammates, coaches, whatever the case may be, and that maybe they're preparing for one. Maybe there will be one in the future, and that's when they'll take it. Day by day, we'll figure it out, guys. Everything's gonna be okay. Sunshines and rainbows. To be honest, I felt like, are you kidding me? Is that really the quote that's gonna come out there? Is that the best that you have for the Bulls fans? We'll be okay, man. We'll figure it out. Everything will be all right. Take it day by day. Everything like that. That's the best that the Bulls players have to talk about. That's the best that they got in terms of quotes. Now, again, I like Zach LaVine. And I know the whole world is against Zach LaVine right now because he's on a max contract deal and everything like that. But I really do like Zach LaVine. But you've got to show something more than that quote. There has to be more presented to us than that quote. We'll be okay. We'll figure it out. How are you going to figure it out? Is it just going to magically wake up one day? Yep, we figured it out. Round of applause, guys. We figured it out. We're going on a 10-game win streak. We're going to go into the NBA playoffs, and we're going to go out of that first round. We're going to meet every accomplishment, every goal that the Bulls fans have. The fact of the matter is, if there has not been a team meeting, and look, I'm assuming there has been no team meeting. I hope, I pray that there will be one very soon, because that quote is a joke. That it must be April Fool's. Someone's playing a trick on me that this team has not had a meeting on how bad they've been playing. How they're 11-17 right now, 6 games below 500, 11th in the Eastern Conference, and very far away from the top 4 that most people had in mind. Very far away from 6th place that most people had in mind. We are far away from any goal that the Bulls wanted to achieve so far. So I hope, I pray that this is an April Fool's joke. Zach LaVine didn't say that quote, and there is a team meeting that's actually happening or will happen at some stage very, very quickly before they go on this West Coast trip. If there's been no meeting coming into this West Coast trip, I'm dreading what we're going to be seeing. Or it's not necessarily a West Coast trip, it's an away game trip, 4 games away from home, whatever. It starts out in the West. We've got to really have a serious talk. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure DeMar DeRozan has said there's been open communication with the players. So I'm not saying that there has been no team meeting, but I think that quote is that you need to give us more than just "we'll figure it out, we'll be all right, guys." Bulls fans are in disarray, and that's the best that they've got. There's no apology for their performances, nothing really. No explanation of why things are the way they are. Anything like that. I expected something, and I expect something from the front office. Where is this front office? Where is Arturas? Where is Mark Eversley right now? Where are they hiding? And when can we ask some questions to them? They need to answer some questions about this season as well. This terrible start. Again, a lot of people put blame on that front office. Where are they? Can they please give us something that we can, I guess, understand about this team right now? Because there's something seriously wrong, and I don't know where the levels are in terms of what is wrong, but the front office has to answer something about it. They have to say whether or not they might make some changes throughout the season, and stay tuned for all of that. They have to say something about how this team is playing. They need to at least show that they're not happy with how this team is playing right now. Anything. We'll take anything at this point. I want to hear them speak. I know they work in silence, but right now, the Bulls fans want answers. The fans want an answer, and the longer they keep on delaying the answer that we want, or delaying even a conversation with some of the reporters, even Bulls Twitter, Bulls reporters, Bulls analysts, they're getting frustrated. Everybody is really, really upset with how this team is playing. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's frustrated. If you're going to get Bulls fans frustrated, you're going to get Bulls reporters and Bulls analysts, people that work for the Bulls, people that work around Chicago, frustrated. Then obviously you've got a lot of people from outside of the Chicago Bulls that are talking about how bad we are. And then obviously you've got Billy Donovan speaking in certain ways about this, and he's taking all the blame. He's taking the brunt of the I guess, critiques. We need the front office to take responsibility as well and open up and talk about this situation. Even if they really believe, in their heart of hearts, if they really believe this team can turn it around, I'd much rather hear a quote like that than nothing. I'd rather hear something we don't want to hear than nothing at all, because nothing means we don't know. And I'd rather know what this front office is thinking right now. And maybe these players need to know what this front office is thinking right now. If they're going to come out and say, we'll be looking for the right acquisitions in the future to make this team improve or improve in our areas, you know what that means? Every player in that Bulls roster, their job is on the line. And they are more likely to get traded than not. If you give a small quote like that, all those Bulls players will have to step up or they're gone. But we're not going to hear that. We're not going to see anything. And it pisses me off. Even the smallest quote I would take from the front office right now. I'd take anything that they'd have to say right now. But they're not. They're not speaking. And I hope very soon that they will. But yeah, that quote... Man, Zach LaVine, look, I'm not going to hate you for saying that quote or anything like that, but that quote really, really got to me. I cannot believe that's the best that these Bulls players or anything has to offer right now. We could do so much better than just saying we'll figure it out. Man, it sounds like either they are delusional and they truly believe that things will just turn around with no conversation or no team meetings or nothing in that nature, or Zach LaVine is just giving the basic robotic answer, and that pisses me off as well, because that means there's no genericity, there's no honesty in that answer. That's what I feel like. Again, I could be wrong. I have no ill will towards the players of this team or anything like that. I'm not in any way, shape or form discrediting the fact that they're going through a hard time as well, but they've got to figure it out. They're paid a lot of money to figure it out. They've been put on a pedestal of competition. They've been put on the pedestal to compete in the Eastern Conference, and they're failing. If Arturas came out and said, this team is not built to win a championship, this team is not built to win at all, and this team was settling for tanking, or not necessarily that, because they can't actually say that, but they're saying this team is not a team that's for the future, I'd love to know what they're thinking. I'd love to know how they're going to change that. I feel nothing towards this team and what they're saying right now. I don't feel anything except for anger and humiliation in many ways as well, that these are the quotes that are coming out. So I want to hear more. I want to hear more honesty. I want to hear honest answers, and wait and see whether or not that will be delivered. More likely than not, it probably won't. And look, tomorrow, we're going to be talking about an injury report most likely, and then we got the Timberwolves game. And this game against the Knicks and the last performances against the Knicks, they may slowly be forgotten. But if we continue to lose like this, it's only going to pile on that pressure. And if they pile on that pressure, eventually it's going to get too much. And I don't know. That's going to be up to the Bulls. They're going to have to handle that situation. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Again, hopefully it made sense. Again, I didn't know which direction this video was going to go down, but those two quotes, that's what I feel about the situation, man. That's what I feel. I think Zach LaVine's last quote about we'll be okay, we'll figure it out, I don't think that's a good enough quote. I think at this point, we've heard that before and nothing has changed. We need more than just that. And for DeMar, I hope he has faith that they can turn it around, but in the same way, we're living on a prayer. We're living on a hope and a fantasy and a story. We're not living in reality, and the reality is this Bulls team sucks right now. And I feel sorry for Billy Donovan for taking all of the blame and all of the brunt of what the front office should be dealing with as well. And I feel sorry for Billy Donovan, but of course, he's not exempt from any critique and blame as well. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.